Alright, so pretty much people have figured out a strat to pretty much solo, well not solo, but Albedo just trashes the Demon King. I'm not even gonna lie to you. So this is the team that people have been using for Hell difficulty, featuring Albedo, Shuna, Nanashi, and Gother. Now again, one thing about the Demon King is that you need a lot of characters with multiple attribute effects. You can see right here, like, you know, a regular attack card, buff card, debuffs, skill, stand skill, and recovery skill. So this team kind of utilize all of them all at once while also being an insane stat buffer, because Nanashi gives like 30% base stats, which is actually insane. This is going to be the artifact card sets and gear you want to run. This is the artifact cards that I'm rocking. Now for your second team, most people have been using the demons, featuring the new True Meliodas, and it is kind of helpful using this Meliodas because he can give you rank ups as well. Because the one thing about the phase 2 of the Demon King is that you sometimes need level 1s, you need level 2, or you need level 3s. So having Meliodas is going to be really nice because not only do you get the Hawk buff, or not, what's the name, Wild buff, where he can rank up your hand as well if you complete the rule, but Meliodas also, depending on his passive, can also allow you to rank up as well. So that can be very clutch in certain situations. And again, this is the Demon team because it's like super tanky. So it can tank a lot of the hits, but the main focus is going to be the Albedo team. So that's what we're going to be showcasing in today's video. Again, you want to rock like attack food on this team. And I'm telling you, man, this team is super easy to farm. And a lot of people have been asking me about how often can you farm up this Hell difficulty. And you can pretty much farm it infinitely, as long as you have resources to pretty much open it up. It costs about 225 points, which is basically 1 SA coin, or you can use gold coins along with that. As long as it equals up to 225, you'll be able to unlock the Demon King. So you're probably gonna start seeing a lot more people with more True Awakening, especially if they own Albedo, because Albedo absolutely destroys this boss. So I'm gonna show you in this video. Alright, so I'm going to just show you gameplay of me trying out the Albedo team. Now, I'm not going to lie to you, Albedo is just broken against this boss. It's kind of unfortunate how disgusting the unknown team is in terms of characters and basic stat boosting. I guess the only unfortunate thing is that most of the characters that are going to be really good on the Demon King are usually collab characters. So if you're a person who kind of missed out on Albedo, Demon King might be trouble for you. It's going to be super hard for Hell difficulty. Again, there's probably going to be more and more teams that'll be good for Hell difficulty for Demon King. But for right now, for a person who wants the easier time of playing against Demon King, Albedo is your girl. Now again, the whole objective is to pretty much spam your Albedo stances. Because Albedo is super tanky when she has her stance up, and she also gains like attack buffs as well from getting hits. That allows her to pretty much hit like a truck. Again, you gotta remember, guys, Albedo has an amplify counter, or amplify stance, whatever you want to call it. That is one of the most broken things you can ever have in the game. Now again, I don't know why they didn't kind of nerf Albedo like what they did with like the Nidhogg, because if you play Albedo on Nidhogg, her stance does nothing on Nidhogg. But everything else, like dogs, birds, and stuff like that, her stance hits like a truck. So I was very surprised to see that her stance will be actually really disgusting for this game mode, just because we've seen with Nidhogg, it was kind of like shafted. So again, you gotta remember, guys, Netmarble don't test these PvE events. You gotta remember, you all saw the Demonic Beast Battle Royale, or whatever you want to call it. Like, I don't even think nobody even beat that one, because Netmarble don't test the game modes. Now, again, Albedo is a collab character, so there's really no replacement. You don't really need Shuna though. I've seen people use like Magelda. I know it's not saying much because Albedo is your main thing, but I've seen people use like Shuna. I've seen people use Shuna, Magelda, just a cleanse character who have a recovery card. So if you're a person who don't have Shuna, but you have Albedo, you can use Magelda. instead. So again, the whole thing with this Albedo team is just pretty much you just spam your stance card. Shuna and Miguel are just really good for kind of just give you like stability in terms of like recovering HP and stuff as you're like trying to farm stances or spamming stances. Like the second team I have is the Demon King Meliodas team. That team is just for if I end up getting like dead hand and stuff like that. Again, you want to have characters who can kind of use the whole rule system. Because right now you can see it's like buff, debuff, and stance card. So that's where I had to use my rank up, which is the buff, debuff skill, which is my Albedo card, and then we got a silver stance. You usually want to try to have like a silver or more stance, but you can use a bronze if need be. It's all up to you. Because I've noticed like with Albedo, like it really doesn't matter. It could be even some moments where you don't even want to like fulfill the rule just because you want Albedo stance to keep proccing. With me, this is like my first attempt using this team. Like literally, I just came home from work, slapped on this team and said, yo, let me just try this out for the people who are still struggling. And this is like literally the best team for it. I've already seen some players be able to get True Awakening right now because you can farm this infinitely as long as you can fulfill that 225 points system, which is kind of like what Super Awakening is. Like you ever see like trying to get like the Super Awakening stars and it says you need like this amount to unlock the star? That's pretty much the Demon King mode where it's gonna be 225. So as long as you could fulfill those point system, you can farm this raid as many times as possible. And with Albedo, it makes it extremely fast as well. The only thing about Albedo is that you need a stance card most of the time. So if you end up like not pulling that stance card, it gets a little bit longer. But I record this video in like 15 minutes, my guy. Like 15 minutes of me getting a terrible run with Albedo. Just imagine Albedo when you have a good run where you can actually pull like gold stances and stuff like that. That means you're gonna be like 10 minutes flat, which I kind of like that this game mode isn't as hard. Again, this probably was supposed to be hard, but Albedo just breaks the mold of this game that unfortunately Demon King is going to be very troublesome for most players because there's not, that's the one thing people talked about grandcross before, is that there's no replacement for these collab characters. Like I remember when it was like Kyo, like for the what was the crocodile boss, where Kyo was like literally the best character for it because of all the ignite stacking and stuff like that. So people had to use all these free-to-play bare minimum teams to pretty much defeat the croc boss to stack the ignites. And now we got like Monspeed, who finally got a relic to make himself similar to Kyo. After like Kyo came out like 2020, okay? Think about that. Kyo came out like 2020, and we are now getting a character who does similar of what Kyo did, being Monspeed. I know that's kind of insane. So that kind of lets you know that you're probably not going to get a character soon that is as broken as Albedo. You get what I'm saying? So for the people who probably missed out on Overlord, I'm gonna just pray for you, okay? I'm gonna just pray for you. Again, I don't make the rules. No, I trust me, man. I've talked about this many times before when there was some collabs that I've didn't get a chance to like get like characters and stuff like that, where I said like, yo, this is gonna be a problem sooner or later where people are gonna be so upset that they can't get that character, but that one character, collab character, is like godly in some game mode, right? And Albedo is that for Demon King, which is the True Awakening system that is going to help you progress throughout the game, because that's the new CC booster. So I'm kind of hoping that maybe there are going to be more teams for the hell difficulty, because again, extreme is super easy. Like extreme, you can just use like a full-on human Mikasa team, and you pretty much can clap through it with Kizuna. all that good stuff. But hell difficulty, it's more rewards. It's gonna be a lot faster, a lot easier to grind. So that's why you're gonna see more people wanting to make more teams for it. So that's what I'm hoping for. They're gonna make more teams for people who don't have Albedo, and then I'm gonna showcase it. You know, probably suffer, because if it's worse than like if it's a character that's not Albedo, I already know it's gonna be some shenanigans where it's gonna be terrible. Like, you see how I'm speaking so casually right now? I'm not even worried about him having that attack buff, because I have Albedo. Okay, Albedo is like the saving grace of this goddamn game mode, because people was thinking this was like super hard, because they kind of stopped you from being able to use goddesses. Like, if you don't know, the Demon King has like a goddess passive where he does 500% more damage to goddesses. So you can't cheese with the goddess team featuring like LR Liz and stuff like that. You need something else, and unknown is what it is, unless they somehow add like an unknown passive, which I doubt, because Gother is going to be a saving grace for rank ups. Albedo is the way to go. Like, I'm over here just casually talking. I haven't pulled this stance in a very long time, and you can see that the game mode is like not even a problem for my teams right now. It's not even a problem, and I got a rank up right. I got a stance right there. So if I really want to, I can stance up. And you guys, you're gonna see more damage, but I'm just gonna waste some cards to get rid of my ultimates, and just kind of like free up my hand a little bit. But yeah, until like the next rule comes up. That's because I was a little bit worrisome about me not getting another stance card, because again, if you get multiple stance cards, you're gonna be able to farm up Demon King really fast. Like, trust me, I'm a YouTuber. All right, you're gonna farm with Demon King pretty fast. It's gonna be like no thought process at all. I was kind of, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking about how am I gonna get a level 3, because one of the rules is a level 3. So I was like looking at my hand, like, who can I use? Because Melly's gonna be a while before he get a rank up, if I'm not mistaken. Man, have people really talked about that Melly passive, bro? That stuff was like a freaking Yu-Gi-Oh card. Like trying to figure out pendulum summoning in Yu-Gi-Oh. Holy snap. But yeah, man, Albedo is broken. I don't know who needed to hear that, but Albedo is broken on the game mode. Okay, so I have a level 2 and a level 3, luckily, because Melly popped up another card to rank up. So I need a level 1, level 2, and then a level 3, which I think I just put on Zeldris because he did have his ultimate. It technically doesn't matter, because Hawk is gonna like stun him. So that's why I just not use my Zeldris card, because Hawk gonna stun him regardless, since I'm following the rule. And as you can see, I'm just blasting through it. Now there is like this part where he gets like HP buff when he's below, I think that's what, 40 or 30%. And you can see like it jumped pretty high in terms of HP. And that's the one thing that is troublesome about Demon King, where I was having troubles making teams, is that I was having a problem with doing damage. So you need very high damaging team on this phase. And that's why Albedo is really good, because you're kind of just doing damage with your counters. And there's probably gonna be somebody in the comments be like, yo, is anybody else counter as strong as Albedo? And the answer is no. Okay, maybe, wait, is Terry strong? Could Terry counter be strong? I think with Terry's like, he's not tanky though, right? Terry is not tanky at all, because Terry's counter was like super strong, right? Did Terry beat a wave? Nah, it's like it just damage dealt. Cause oh yeah, cause that's cause with Terry, he gives himself all stats once he uses a stance. So if you proc multiple stances, you get that all stat buff, and that's why his counter was hitting like a truck. So yeah, unfortunately only Albedo counter pretty much is the most broken one because she gives herself attack buffs. You can see like right now I'm just keep stacking. I'm just stacking. It's a level 2 and level 3. Now I just went to the other boss because I have a level 2, I have a level 3. If I really wanted to, I could have probably low-key just finished it off with Albedo technically. Just throwing up another counter because it's just so strong. But I really like to follow the rule like a good kid, okay? Just so I can have a free turn to rank up and stuff like that and buff up my characters. Dang, man. I know Neymar was upset about this, man. Everybody cheesing with Albedo. Probably people in the comments or blowing up their whole thing like, yo, we need Overlord back again. How are you gonna make a death match, a raid where the only god tier character is a collab? I can hear the comments already. I think this is where I just ult. Also, the one thing that's good about Shuna is that this Demon King sometimes have like a barrier or stance barrier. So with Shuna, her stun is very good at removing that barrier, of course, right? So I just end up just ranking up. And you're gonna probably start seeing Albedo doing a ton of damage right now. Golly, I love Albedo. Woo! Good thing I actually summoned on Overlord Club. Golly. Look at that counter damage. 845. Okay. 1 million. To another Demon King. Another 1 million. Beautiful. And she about to get the Nanashi buff too. So this one says level 2, level 2. I was literally deciding if I should use my Demon King team. And then I thought to myself like, yo, I might as well just finish off with my level 2s. That's why I say sometimes you don't need to finish off the rule. As long as you get like the first 2 and you at least have a counter card, you're gonna do really good damage. Because look at that. I had level 2s for this one. But I said forget it. I said forget it. I know, I think I said forget it right here. I was really trying to see if Albedo is as broken as I'm thinking, because I'm seeing her do like 1 million damage, and I'm thinking to myself like, can't I just cook with Albedo? See, that's why I keep swapping. I'm like, yo, can't I just cook with Albedo? I'm thinking to myself, like, do I really want to stall even longer? Because I felt like sometimes I just stall, and I didn't really even need to, low key. Because again, this is a silver stance, so it's gonna last like 2 turns. And Hawks is still gonna give me some buffs, right? Hawk gonna give you buffs as well. Look how many buffs I have on Albedo. Come on now. And there we go. Pop. 2.5 million. And GG. That is over. Pop. 2.6 million. So that is pretty much me defeating Demon King deathmatch with Albedo. She carries. I ain't gonna lie to you. She carries, unfortunately. And again, this was hell difficulty. You can tell by the 17 chests. And again, I'm about to show you right now that you could re-enter. I don't know if I talked about it in the beginning, but yep, you can re-enter by using the coins to get up to that 225 mark. So yeah, a lot of whales are gonna have True Awakening very soon on the entire team. So good luck.